Well, that's 70, 80-pound bags of concrete. 80-pound bags, I believe, are a half a cubic foot per bag. And the way I figured, these 10-inch sonotubes at 4 foot deep are roughly 2.2 cubic feet of concrete. So I figured 5 bags per hole, 14 holes, 70 bags of concrete. Now, if I happen to need a little bit more, I've got a couple more bags from a project I did before, but I think this is going to be more than enough. I should be able to take a few bags back, hopefully. Cross your fingers. I do have to go back to return those pallets and get the rest of my post brackets. Now, these are the post brackets that I'm using. 6x6 post brackets. They sink up until this ledge right there that the post sits on. So the bottom half is sunk in concrete and the top half has some big holes for big lag bolts to attach your 6x6s. They said those would be in I think 2 to 3 days. So it'll give me a chance to drive back down there and get my money back from those pallets, the core charge, and the rest of my brackets. And I don't think I'm going to be pouring 14 sonotubes full of concrete in 2 days. I might, who knows. I dug these holes pretty quick and filled them in pretty quick. I've also got rebar that I've got to cut to length. I want to put about 3 pieces of rebar in each hole as I'm pouring them full of concrete to make it a little bit stronger. And, well, that's what's next, pretty much. I did end up digging these 3 holes on that side. If you remember one of my videos, I think it might have been my last video, I showed you how far off those holes were when I dug them with the backhoe. I ended up redigging them with the backhoe. Actually ended up breaking the bucket on the backhoe and having to weld it back together. I'll show you some pictures of that. I dug this hole over here by hand. I had to dig it out. Not as bad as those 3 holes over there, but it was off a little bit. And after digging that hole out by hand, I decided there was no way I was going to do that for 3 more holes that were further off. So I went ahead and got the backhoe, kind of weaseled in there, dug those holes out wider with the backhoe, and then welded the backhoe up and parked it over there. But they're all set to grade. They're all ready to go. All I have to do is start pouring concrete in them, stuff some rebar in them, the post brackets, and let them harden up for a few days or so. Then I'll run into town and get my post brackets. For now, I grabbed the pictures off my game cam and I put together a little time-lapse video. I think it's about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Time-lapse video up until this point right here. So if you follow my Instagram page, you saw the picture of the two little chicks. Mama hatched them out. There were 3 eggs. One egg was a little bit late and Mama didn't want to deal with it. So the kids have that one up in my daughter's bedroom in a cage. We hatched it out a day later. Unfortunately, Mama doesn't really want anything to do with it. So that's where that is. We have 3 more chickens on our little homestead here. Those 2 have been running around with Mama outside with the dogs and the cats and everything else. She's a really good mama. She protects them real well. But the 3rd one is growing inside in a nice, somewhat climate controlled environment. A little spoiled for a runt, I guess. That brings you kind of up to date with everything that's gone on with the shop build so far. Not a whole lot of exciting things, a lot of digging with a backhoe, digging through a lot of rock. Like I said, I broke the bucket. It's hard on a backhoe to dig through some of this rock. I think I'm gonna have to angle my game cam up a little bit because it's not as the shop builds. It's gonna be 16-foot tall walls, and that game cam looks like it's pointed down just a little bit. So I think I'm gonna angle that up so we can get the whole walls and roof and everything in the pictures. And we'll put another time lapse out here soon. Until next time, guys, go make something.